Namaste, Jai Bharat. There have been discussions going on in the social media or other news network that the blast in Bharat by terrorists at Delhi, Chandni Chowk, Delhi, is not just Pakistan's involvement. Turkey is involved. Turkey is involved in a very serious manner. I don't know, our security agencies must be knowing it and they must be understanding perfect. But the things that come out is actually interesting. Turkey's involvement is not less. Serious involvement. On the first hand, if you number one, when Operation Sindoor was going on, Turkey gave drones to Pakistan along with the drone operators. Pakistan did not know to operate drones, at least Turkish drones. And Turkey sent drones along with drone operators through some means. And the drone supplied to Pakistan is from a company that's owned by Erdogan's son-in-law, daughter's husband. That's one. Number one. Number two, his daughter owns some company which has got contract of airports in our nation, in Bharat, cargo handling. This I'll come to that. Another thing, number three, when Bharat was going for a joint naval exercise with Greece, etc., Turkey created a blockade and tried to stop, first threaten, then tried to stop our vessels, which of course was cleanly swept out by our technology without firing a single bullet. But they were all rendered worthless through something what that we have used. The details I don't know. Even if I know, I wouldn't say that. I don't know, it's a fact. But even if I know, I wouldn't say that. It's another thing. So these are the few things in front of us. Now, going back, these medical doctors who were more involved in this blast, and again, the Chandni Chowk blast was an accident. They are planned for a very big blast in entire Bharat. What we understand is, as the report comes, there were 32 such vehicles. They were organized, arranged. Some of them we have recovered to conduct blasts in different parts of Bharat. Places people speculate, I don't want to do that, I don't know. But it should be something which is all over Bharat, where they have local support, they should be getting local support. Apart from the organized support. And in Turkey, I think in its Turkish language or in Arabic, I don't know, there's this word called as ugasa, I don't know which language, which is supposed to mean spider. It is something like spider's web. They wanted to spread throughout Bharat, spider's web. Now, this had been a disease with many people. First of all, they believed in Darul Islam, then they come to believe in Ghazwa Hind, and Turkey was interested in Bharat way back when there was a Khilafat kind of thing. Bharat has nothing to do with Turkey, and the Muslims of Bharat have nothing to do with Turkey, but through the Ali brothers at that time, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali, I suppose, they have instigated that they approached Gandhiji and made him support Khilafat, though we really had nothing to do with that. We really had nothing to do with that. So that support Turkey received, and Turkey have their ambitions of becoming Khalifa of the Islamic world. Many people have such an ambition. Even worthless Pakistan wants to be something in the Islamic world. That's why they keep talking about atom bomb in their language. They speak of an atom bomb, and they would call it as Islamic bomb. because they claim or they claim or make others believe that Pakistan is the only Islamic nation with atom bomb, so they should be given due respect, recognition, all the stories. But Pakistan's emptiness and lack of transparency, lack of trustworthiness, these things are evident to almost everyone. So their credibility is always at questions, and I don't think anyone will take them serious for this matter, except that they could be used. They could be used for different needs at different times. That's it. So this had been the background behind the blast. There is definite involvement of Turkey, which is harmful to Turkey, from our side. Now, these doctors, they had visited Turkey several times. This Ankara or Istanbul, which places I am not very clear. People speak of these two cities, Ankara and Istanbul, Constantinople, Israel. They have visited. These people have visited not just once, multiple times. They visited Turkey, and someone even say that the whole plan originated from Turkey, through Pakistan with definite involvement, with the help of Pakistan with definite involvement, but Turkey has worked as a mastermind. That is the report I get, and that's how I think. Now, this will have traveled several times. One more thing to add: there was a airplane crash of an Air India aircraft which was going to London not long ago at Karnavati, which is otherwise known as Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is originally Karnavati, Ahmedabad airport in Gujarat. And that time, this particular doctor who is stationed at Ahmedabad was there. He had been in continuous touch with both Pakistan and Turkey, with his telephone calls now reveals. And the possibility of sabotage is not ruled out, rather it is semi-confirmed, quasi-confirmed, because evidences are not very conspicuously available. Possibility is that if we speculate, this doctor was an expert in or trying his best, may have learned something about extracting some given poison from some resins, castor seeds. After removing castor oil, the leftover chunk from they create a resin, and that's supposed to be very poisonous. Very small quantity will do. Similarly, these people have obtained training in explosive theory. That is theories of explosives. I'll call it that way. They have traveled to Turkey, obtained some further training from there. Some based on the studies in someone has studied in China, someone has studied elsewhere, and someone has studied elsewhere. And that group of medical people, they have experience of chemistry, pharmacology, and such things, which could be turned into a deeper understanding towards extraction of poisons and another deeper understanding of creation of explosions. It could be done. They already have a base structure of education upon which they could build this kind of thing. So the possibility is that small quantity of explosive, which can be more devastating, which is very serious, could be planted in that aircraft which crashed. This is a speculation. This is what possible speculation is. Must have been planted. It was easy for them to do that because they have their nexus who are loading cargo handlers, which is a Turkish company. I don't know whether this Turkish company is still having the contract or they have done with that. I don't know. But they were handling the cargo. It was quite easy for one of them to put the required amount of explosive, small, but in a right place, which will result in instant crash. All the stories what he hear is besides the point. Now, with the pattern, the aircraft took off the runway, and they were complaining about lack of thrust, etc., etc., etc. These are all stories. Aviation experts speak about it. But if it has to be crushed in the vicinity of a given range, then it is possible that that explosive is remotely operated. Otherwise, they would have let it happen up in the sky. This happened just that as and when they took off, in the vicinity of some range, in the range of some device which could initiate an unidentifiable small explosion or spark somewhere in the system, which would result in fuel leakage or drag or engine problems or some control problems. This must have been done by them. There's a possibility. So Turkey's involvement is serious. Unnecessarily, Turkey, which had been a near friendly nation to Bharat, had invited trouble. Now, this spoiled relations is likely to continue for a long time. So Bharat has right now 3 explicit enemies apart from many implicit ones. One is Turkey. No, main is always Pakistan. Everything comes focused to Pakistan. Pakistan, Turkey and Bangladesh. And these people are receiving what they had been sowing. As you reap what they have been sowing. We shall see. And this thing is going to continue. It's not going to end just like that. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Sri Ram.